Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So today I want to talk about something that I have noticed, just in this over 2 decades that I have been working with people. And this is like one of the big things I have noticed. And I know that you like when I share stuff I notice in coachings and just in interactions with clients. So this is a big one. People will often think that they are fully confident when in fact they will be extremely insecure, but that they will be convinced that they're confident because they will not be aware of what confidence really is, and they will not be aware that they are 100% relying on the outside validation. Now, what am I talking about? So, first of all, confidence, what confidence truly is, and we kind of don't understand it, right? Confidence is feeling safe and secure within yourself, feeling fully safe and secure within yourself. That is confidence. When we rely on our own validation more than validation from others. And having said that, I do want to emphasize that yes, we will all enjoy outside validation. That's just how we are, and that is good. That's not bad. I mean, necessarily if we also validate ourselves, right? It's always nice to get a compliment. It's always nice to be validated. It's always nice when your work is validated, right? When you get, that validation from others as well. It is nice and we do need it and we do crave it. So I'm not saying that it's entirely bad or nothing like that. But the thing is that we need to have it on the inside first. And that's the main purpose of this audio. Okay. So to explain this further, when people fully depend on outside validation, what happens is that they will feel really good about themselves when things are good. So when they have a great job, so everybody's complimenting their work or everybody's complimenting their job, or when they're in a relationship, so they're getting that validation from a partner, when they change their haircut and they get a bunch of compliments, when they're getting compliments on their looks, when they're getting dates, when people are texting them, all of that will give them that sense of validation. But it's only going to be on the outside, right? And while, like I said, it's good and great, the thing is that you may actually be very insecure on the inside and not be aware of it. So, how can you tell? So, if that outside validation stops, right, for any reason, maybe your partner becomes distant, maybe you lose your job, maybe somebody else gets a promotion you were hoping for, maybe you're getting a bit older, so you're getting less compliments on your looks. It can be anything, right? And you no longer receive that validation from the outside. And suddenly, what's going to happen is you're going to get triggered and you're going to crave that validation. You're going to obsess over it. You're going to do all kinds of stuff to get it, posting your photoshopped photos on Instagram so you can get likes, so you can feel, validated again. Going on dating apps only, not to actually find somebody, but only to get that validation from others that they would date you, that you're still pretty, that you're still beautiful. Or I don't know, it can be like anything. Obviously, everybody's different. Sending your partner that is getting a bit cold a bunch of those long texts, right, that we talk about all the time, where you try to prove your worth, where you try to prove that you're worthy, all things like that. Because you will feel very dysregulated if you're not getting that outside validation. And that is going to show you that indeed on the inside you are insecure and you get that security through outside validation. So you are masking your insecurity with all of that outside validation, and you're not actually getting any validation from yourself. You don't have any inner validation and you're fully dependent on the other validation. That is when you will go in victim mentality. If something goes wrong in your life, that is when you will just feel very anxious. You will get full anxiety if you're suddenly not getting validation from the outside anymore. So you were getting it and then it stopped, and now you are totally out of your mind, right? That happens because you are actually not confident. You are masking your insecurity with outside validation, and you think you're confident, but in reality, you're the opposite of confident, I'm afraid. So, what to do? You need to put yourself back in balance. And how do you do that? By actually validating yourself. Because, guys, when you know who you are, right? And when you know that your worth is something that you were born with, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your, I don't know, height is, or what, because I know that a lot of clients, male clients, will think that they're less worthy if they're not super tall, which has nothing to do with your worth. Nothing. So basically, when you know that you're worthy no matter what, because you are, right? It doesn't matter how tall you are. It doesn't matter how educated you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter, I don't know, how much money you have. You are worthy. And when you know that you're worthy, no matter what, then when, an obstacle happens, you will still know, okay, something bad has happened. Obviously, you will not be happy about it. Fine. But you will not go full victim mentality over it, because you will know that you're worthy. You will be giving that validation to yourself. So when somebody doesn't reply right back, you will not go into panic mode. You will not get anxious. You're just going to be okay. They're going to reply later. You're not going to be bothered with it so much. I mean, you're just going to be focusing on yourself, because when you are safe and secure, when you're validating yourself, when you are confident, well, then you are on the pedestal and not somebody else. That's the thing. That is the thing. It's very simple, actually. This is so simple, and so many people don't see it. They think, yes, I'm confident. I have a great job. I have a great life. I have this, I have that. So that makes me confident. But even if you didn't have those things, you could still be confident if you truly validated yourself. Because, self validation and worth has nothing to do with the material things, it has nothing to do with looks, it has nothing to do with whether you get that text from somebody or not. Absolutely nothing to do with that. And when you truly validate yourself, is when you're going to have that inner peace that you are probably lacking. So the noise in your head will stop, the limiting beliefs, the negative thoughts. You will still get them, obviously, that's normal, but it will not be excessive. It will not be obsessive. Okay? So you will no longer feel that anxiety all the time. You will have that inner peace, which is so beautiful. And I wish that to every single one of you, to truly have it, because, when I do coachings, I will sometimes find out that some people never felt that inner peace. And they are like in their 30s, for example. And that is extremely sad. But luckily, they can change that. They can transform that any moment. And so can you. So we have to be aware of this, that, we tend to be so dependent on the outside validation that we forget that we are not giving ourselves any validation. And the moment that, somebody doesn't text back, or the moment that somebody doesn't compliment us, or something else happens, we get fully dysregulated. We go like panic mode, and that is not normal. That should not be happening. And when you truly validate yourself, that's not going to happen. And this is why this is so important and so crucial, and so many people don't see it. So I hope this helps. And I love you guys.